guys, it's RG from RG Studio 360, and I hope you're all having an amazing Tuesday. Today, I'm really excited because I finally get to play with our newest download, Hello Lovely. Now, yesterday and today, we've been sharing a variety of different projects featured and created by our studio design team, and I believe they did an amazing job at bringing every single one of those cards to life. So a huge kudos and yay to Melinda as well as Nikki for creating all of those beautiful cards that we've been able to showcase yesterday and today. And now it's actually my turn to be able to bring the digital file to life. It is one of my favorites. It does have a little bit of that girl power message to it, but of course it's also that perfect timing because it's kind of like that beachy, like fun summer vibe, and that's definitely what we're going to be creating here today, featuring a little bit of a mixed media showcase. So let's go ahead and go down to our top view here so that we can show you a little bit of what I've got here. So this is our Hello Lovely digital download. Super exciting. Of course, I've got the one with the outline image because as soon as I'm done coloring this, I'm going to be running it through my scan and cut so we can cut it out. So the way that I designed it is I have a variety of different little sentiments and sayings and or empowering messages that are well coupled with any one of these three images. So I've got three different images here, all very sketchy, but all very beach-like, summer-like, even a little spring-like, depending on what vibe or color palette you choose. I've got the Hello Lovely, Birthday Girl, Make It Happen, Slay Girl Slay. Everything is a choice. You got this. She believes, she could, so she did. So I absolutely love it. I think it's so much fun. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I love to color all of my images before I, decide, what color palette I'm going with, what I'm going to be doing here. So, and I do love to color them in before I actually cut them so that I have all of my images cut and ready to go for when I'm ready to design. So I'm just going to kind of choose my color palette here so that I can come in and color the design, color the images. And again, guys, I hope you're all having an amazing Tuesday. It's been super busy here at the studio as per usual as we get ready for the launch of our new website, which will be hopefully here by the end of the month. It's just a variety of different things, as you can imagine, that are needed. But we're working on them, and hopefully we've got good news here in the next couple of weeks that we'll be able to launch by the end of the month. That's kind of the goal. So we've got a few weeks left to go before we can make the final announcement, but I'm really excited. So check it out, guys. I did her hat in kind of these really cool blues. I may decide to do that also with, no, I'm gonna go greens with her little jumpsuit.
So real quick, Richard, we have Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
We have Linda. Debbie Kautzer with
Hi,
us.
Debbie.
Oh, Rose Curtis is with us too.
Rose? She's literally with us.
She's literally with us.
Literally with you.
And Kathy's on here
Hey,
too.
Kat.
And she loves the Tiffany blue with the yellow.
I know.
Gorgeous.
I love it. Super crazy psycho killer fun. I'm going to add a little green here just for my petals. And I may decide to do a little green on her ribbon. Her hat here. Super fun.
I love the colors too. They're very summery.
Very summery, very fresh, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do love that.
And And Sherry's letting us that her friend Denise is watching today.
Hi, Denise. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I hope that you guys are inspired. Now, I don't know if any of you got the opportunity to catch my faith journaling yesterday, but it was so much fun to be able to see that come to life. So I hope that many of you caught it and enjoyed it. For us, it's just been fun to be able to bring creativity to life, and this is just another one of those fun opportunities. Now, this one's going to be pretty cool, I think. I haven't actually created a sample, but I kind of have an idea of what it's going to look like in my head, and typically it works out. Can't say that always, but typically it does. So it'll be fun. I kind of already pre-selected my colors, my layers, but we'll bring this to life. So fun. All right, so we're gonna bring in some more color to her hair.
So what color number are you using for the flesh?
For the flesh, I'm using E00. Good question.
We have Doris on here. Doris Pichardo.
Hi, Doris. How have you been? Well, how was the earthquake? I heard my California peeps had
That's
an
true.
earthquake, and I was
Good
like,
morning.
what in the world?
Was it a nice wake-up call?
Was it, good morning, time to wake up? I hated those, by the way. Never fun. Did you guys have earthquake weather, by the way? Like, as a warning? I'm just saying that because Rose is here.
There is no earthquake weather.
Some of us beg to differ. All right, so I'm just kind of blending, adding a couple of different colors to the hair here. Super cute, super fun. I am going to grab a little bit of a reddish tone for her flowers. It's going to be a great little combo with my blue. And then she's also got some like little flowers here in her hair at the bottom. So I should have added a few little petals on there, but I think it looks really cute. Super fun. It's ready for me to be able to cut out. So check it out. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. So just can see the different coloring. I decided to go a little bit darker on, a little bit lighter on the top portion of the blouse. So I'm just going to bring a little bit more definition here so you can tell the difference between the light and the darker top. Okay? Super cute. All right. So I'm going to grab my little mat here, and I'm going to run this through my scan and cut.
You also have Carlos Ferrer.
Hey, Carlos, how's it going?
And Christopher Bickens.
Hey, Christopher. I hope you guys are enjoying. Now, I believe Carlos and Christopher are the ones who use our digital files with their Cricut. So they're definitely the guys to ask when it comes to the different type, the way they kind of modify the files enough to be able to run it through the Cricut. Forgive me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure that, I know Christopher anyway, is pretty much Mr. Cricut over here. I'm going to change my blade because I had created some stencils for my live yesterday. And I had it set up at a different, so I'm just gonna go ahead and load my mat. And while that's gonna be cutting, I'm going to be creating my background. So let me just kind of showcase this for you here, just so that my mat goes up. Again, this is our digital file. So what I've got here is I've got a piece of white cardstock that I'm gonna be working with. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a very thin layer of, as it pushes out my file, I'm going to add a very thin layer of gesso. Let me put all these markers away, unless anybody wants to know what colors I used.
They do not put them in.
Okay, so the girls will put these in. And what I'm going to be using here is I'm going to be using some gesso just to prepare my surface. Remember, we're going to do a little bit more of a mixed media card. And hold on, I'm just preparing my file here for the cut. I'm going to go -4 so that it cuts inside of the cut line. Check. Okay.
Susan's asking if you've heard about Brother coming out with new mats.
I have not, Susan. That would be kind of fun. Alright, so I am going to add some regular gesso to this. Just using a brush. Just to prepare the surface here a little bit for me.
Andrea Miller's here,
Hi, Andrea.
and she said these are so classy. Her mother-in-law's going to love them.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. One of my
And
favorites.
she says hashtag daughter-in-law bonus points.
Good stuff. Alright, I'm just gonna wash off my brush here a little bit. Okay, I've come to the conclusion, guys, that I am the messiest mixed media person in the world.
Is there a way to do mixed media being clean?
I don't know, but if there is, I definitely don't know how to do it. Alright, we're just gonna dry this up. Just to help speed up the process here.
So Susan just got her scan and cut today.
How do you love it, Susan? I think my file is done.
Has you even tried to use it? I don't know.
Have you already taken it out of the box? Alright, so my file is done here, so let's go ahead and take that out. So it's not like in our view. Check it out, all of the images are cut out perfectly. So amazing. There are our three ladies, and then we'll decide what sentiment we're gonna put here in a little bit. But this is what I've got. Look how gorgeous they are, right? Ready for us to be able to just add to our project and make amazing happen. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do here is I'm gonna grab some modeling paste. So I've got a little tip here. I do like to use modeling paste quite a bit. Typically when I'm dealing with such a small piece of cardstock, it tends to move. So what I do is I just put a little bit of painter's tape at the bottom, and then I hold down my layer that I'm going to be working on, so that as I come back with my modeling paste, I can kind of work on it without it having to shift. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm adding a very thin layer of modeling paste. Thank goodness for my craft mat, right? Very, very thin layer of modeling paste here. I'm not too concerned about the texture, but here we've got our modeling paste. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a little bit of a squeegee. So this is one that I have from Gel Press, and I kind of demonstrated it a while back. But you can also use, like they have those plastic ones you can get at like the Home Depot or Lowe's that have all the little combs on it. So basically what we're looking for is that texture that I want to get. So I'm gonna kind of turn this around a little bit here, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in and I'm gonna create these lines.
They have them in the cooking section too.
Oh yeah, you can also find them in the cooking section. Thanks, Rose.
You know, since I don't cook, but
So she doesn't roast, but she goes and looks for tools.
Tools.
yes.
So super fun, right? So now what we've done is we've added this really cool texture. Now let me bring it into, can you see the texture on there?
Really cool.
So fun. All right, so we're basically just gonna set that aside to dry. I already have one dry that I'm gonna be playing with. So I'm gonna hand that over to you guys. So this one's pretty dry here. I'm just gonna make sure that that is the case.
Angelica, she's asking, how many craft sheets do you use in a year?
All right, let's not go there.
Right?
That same question should be asked about foam squares. So I'm just kind of giving this another little assistance, but it's more than halfway dry for sure. I try to prepare the background real quick before I actually did my live. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a gesso again to kind of go over so that I can get rid of some of the gray that modeling paste has. So my modeling paste, even though it's a white color, it's really not all the way white or not white enough. So I'm going to kind of go over And now what I've done is I've actually cut this down to 3 by 4.5. Not that it's relevant to you, but just so that you know, it's a smaller piece of cardstock than my original. I do like to start with the larger size first in case I need extra space. So I've got some more gesso on there to turn it white again. And I'm gonna dry that up. And I love the grooves on this, and that's exactly what I'm gonna play with here today a little bit. I've got 2 different little plates. The other thing I love about gesso is the very, very much matte finish that I get. I love that it gives me a very, very matte finish. So unlike some acrylic paints that have a little bit of a satin finish, this doesn't. So it makes it look more like paper than actual mediums or paint. Alrighty, so let's just kind of put this up. And I want you to see this. Now, hopefully you can see the grooves and the texture. Now, they're not just there for show. I want to be able to have paint hold on to those grooves. So what I've got is I've just got some regular dye ink, and I've got some water. I don't know where that comes from. I've got some water here, and I'm just gonna grab a brush and
You just
bring.
like to change your accent.
I'm gonna bring my wet brush on here, and I'm just gonna start to bring that dye in. Now I may decide I want more dye, just in here. See how I love how it's kind of like staying on those grooves. And I'm gonna be drying in between layers. So I love it. I may decide I want it to like do this little number. I don't know what is it with me and putting fingers in my stuff lately, but it's become a thing.
You're very hands-on.
Yeah. Let's call it that.
Well, it is the best tool. Even like when you're cooking, it's good to just like.
And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to remove all the water pockets. Super fun. I love it. I don't want to oversaturate. I'm gonna clean this real quick because I'm gonna add a little bit of a different color. I'm gonna bring in some green. So fun. Again, and then I'm just gonna bring in that green. Remove some of that so I can still see my blue. And dry again. And I don't want it to feel like it's not coming off the edges. So I'm just gonna make sure, because again, the grooves are gonna kind of help create that really cool look. And again, most importantly, what I'm loving is that how the ink's kind of staying within that line. And I think that's the really, really, really cool part. All right, so check it out, guys. Look at how cool that background looks with that texture. And again, it's just gesso and modeling paste that are helping create this for me. I want those lines to show up a little bit more. So again, I'm gonna do this whole finger thing. Flatten it down nicely, and I'm just going to cover slightly on some of that. So not all the way, it's really just gonna touch the top surface. Like I don't wanna cover my beautiful colors in the background, but I do wanna mute it down just enough So where those lines are coming right back. Whoopsie. Check it out. Super pretty. So again, I love that background. And now it's time to start putting my project together. Let's see what it actually looks like. Surprise!
Doris is asking, what is this paint that you're using?
I actually just found regular dye base at the craft store. So this is just regular dye. It's acrylic artist dye. It says acrylic, but it's very liquefied acrylic. So
It's like for ink pens and painting like you're doing.
yeah, so I'm gonna start adding these layers.
Yeah, Lydia Delgado saying hello from
Hi
Alaska.
Lydia, how's Alaska doing? I want to go to Alaska again, so bad. Super
And
fun.
they're loving that look of the grooves.
I
too.
love the look of those grooves, and again, I really want it to pop on my card base, and that's exactly what I'm going for here. I'm going to add that extra little level of pop. Now this guy's a little bit bigger than I want him to be, so I'm just going to trim him down once I get him on here. So I'm going to go a little bit higher. And I'm going to chop down the edges here. And then I've got this super cool layer that's going to come right in here. And I decided that I want to use my kind of girl with the yellows. I love where this is headed. When in doubt,
Pop it out.
pop it out. I'm going to grab some foam squares here. And I'm going to start layering this gorgeous background, this gorgeous texture. And I'm going to add it kind of cattywampus a little bit here. Now I want to bring in some linen cord because it ties beautifully with the craft colored background. And again, it also gives it a very natural, fresh look. Making sure we've got the right bow size here because again our images are pretty large, which I love. Now you also get the mini version with it in case you want to do smaller projects, but I really love the size of the files because they're nice and they're big and they're perfect for coloring, which is exactly what we're going for here. So now I'm just gonna pop this right out. Again, I don't want to hide all of my beautiful texture. So, and I kind of want it to go a little bit up like the winds, like, ta-da. So cute. And again, so we've got our, and now we're ready to figure out what sentiment we want. And I'm going to go with Birthday Girl. No, I'm going to go with Hello Lovely because hello, that's the name of our file.
So Cheryl was asking the last layer that you added was gesso, is that right?
Correct. So I just added, well, so I added gesso before I added, before I started adding color. So I did do that. And then I also added,
Like the last layer that you rubbed onto
yeah.
the gesso.
Oh, here they are. I'm like, where's my little brushes? Correct. So the last layer that I rubbed with so that I can bring some of those lines back was gesso. Just adding some dots here. just so that I can bring back some of the texture from the lines. So I'm adding some black dots as well as I'm adding some white directly to that awkward moment that you go to Costco to get baby wipes and they said, "Oh, how old is your guys' baby?" Said, "Well, we don't have one."
You're like, oh, it's a gift.
I wonder if she was thinking like, "Oh, these poor people."
When you said we don't have one.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. We've got this gorgeous, gorgeous card with that mixed media flair. And
So
again, I
beautiful.
love how fresh it looks, right? I made sure that the background was muted enough so that we can actually highlight that beach-like background just by creating that fun and gorgeous texture. Isn't this a gorgeous download, guys? I've absolutely enjoyed watching all of the different projects that the studio design team have been creating. And it's just absolutely one of my favorites. I had a lot of ink all over the place, but
Yeah, it's a gorgeous card. Patty is saying that it's perfect for her niece. She's graduating. Well, she's in college and she's having a birthday this month, so that's really nice.
But can you imagine just any of these guys would absolutely work. And again, that texture is just delicious and it's that background and it fits the imagery perfectly. So I hope that you guys are excited to go in there, dive in, and check it out. I can't wait to see all of the gorgeous projects you guys create. Again, using this amazing digital file, again called Hello Lovely. And again, you get the big size as well as you get the smaller one for your smaller projects. Maybe you don't want such a big detail, but you know, I love the big detail. I think it's one of the great things that we're able to do from RG Studio 360 because we really don't have any size limits. I have the opportunity to create my files in a variety of different sizes, and I can showcase these larger imprints. If this were to be a stamp set, I could never make them this large. So this is one of those fantastic things that just kind of happened as a little bit of a fluke, but I love it. I absolutely love it. See? Questions?
The small one will look awesome on stickers in our planner.
Yeah, so on Thursday, guys, I get to do my planner spread featuring again Hello Lovely. So I hope you guys come back for that on Thursday because it's going to be fun and I get to see all of these digital images come to life again, but this time in our planner setting. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow we meet for our card club. Super excited because we get to play with the wreath and the Creator Wreath digital downloads and all of the amazing cards that we're going to be creating. To learn more about our clubs, you can visit us on the website at www.rgstudio360.com. Click on clubs and it's going to give you the information on the various different clubs that we have. Does anybody have any questions that I'm kind of missing?
Just love the beautiful card.
Thanks again, guys. Again, thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for commenting, liking, and continuing to spread the word of RG Studio 360. Remember to create the life you want and make amazing happen. Buenas noches.